The water pump is an essential part of the engine operation. It is responsible for the circulation of coolant. Failure to follow the installation and handling instructions for the part presented in this video can result in irreversible engine damage. On gate, power grip, kit box, scan the QR code, which will redirect you to the assembly instructions and technical tips specific to your kit. You will find the water pump and its associated gasket in the gate's power grip kit. Water pumps are almost all supplied with their own gasket or seal. If gasket or seal are included in the kit, it is totally forbidden to use additional sealant. There are different types of water pumps. Some have a vent hole and a weep hole or weep chamber. Everyone's natural reflex is to take the water pump in hand and turn the pump to check that it's working properly. But this is a serious mistake that can irreversibly damage the water pump. Why? The internal mechanical seal is not yet lubricated. The coolant is not yet performing its sealing and lubricating functions between the dynamic and static seals. The rotation of the water pump in dry condition will cause intense friction between the two components and will damage them beyond repair even before installation. This will result in constant coolant leakage from the water pump. How to avoid damage from dry rotation of a water pump? If you want to rotate the water pump before installation, it is necessary to immerse the pump in coolant and run it about 10 times to form a mechanical seal, which acts as lubricant and protective film between the dynamic and static seals, similar to the film created by oil between the cylinder wall and the piston rings. Before installing the water pump, it is necessary to flush the cooling system. It is recommended to use the gate's Power Clean Flush tool, which removes all impurities, particles and sediments. A flush without the use of this tool is not sufficient. If the impurities that contaminate the system were to pass into the water pump, it could damage the mechanical seal and create leaks. For these reasons, flushing must be carried out before the new water pump is installed. Always completely drain and thoroughly flush the coolant circuit before installing a new water pump. Before installing the new water pump, it is necessary to clean the surface of the engine block where the water pump will be installed. Please check the expansion tank to make sure no impurities or sediments are left behind in the tank. If needed, take it out and clean it before refilling the system. The water pump can be supplied with a paper gasket, metal gasket, composite gasket or rubber seal. If gasket or seal are included in the kit, it is totally forbidden to use additional sealant. Additional sealant on top of the gasket or rubber seal will create an excess of it that will spread through the water pump and side impeller and be sucked into the mechanical seal. Some water pumps are not supplied with any gasket or seal. In that case, please make sure that the sealant is being added in the correct way. It is important to check the condition of the seal or gasket before installing the new water pump. If it is damaged, it will not do its job properly. If the installed water pump is supplied with a rubber seal, it is necessary to lubricate it with coolant to facilitate the installation in order to slide the water pump easier into the engine block. Fill the cooling system with the coolant recommended by the manufacturer. Never use used coolant, as the particles and contaminants will cause premature failure of the water pump. Never use tap water. Water deposits minerals in the radiator and cooling system, and when these minerals break off, they can damage the water pump seal. Never mix different types of coolant. Mixing them can create a chemical reaction that can cause serious damage to the cooling system. When two types of coolant are mixed, the mix could coagulate. Instead of light, free-flowing liquid, it could turn into a gel-like substance that prevents the flow of coolant through the various components of the system, which can lead to serious damage in case of engine overheating. Once the cooling system is filled, it is necessary to manually turn the water pump several times so that the coolant circulates and creates the film between the dynamic and the static seal. It is now time to fit the various components, such as the tensioner, timing belt and idler pulley. Once these components are in place, bleed the entire cooling system according to the manufacturer's specifications. Let the engine run for a few minutes. Meanwhile, carry out an external check for leaks. During the running phase, a slight leakage of coolant with a few drops on the ground is acceptable. This means that the film in the mechanical seal has not yet formed and that the liquid is escaping through the weep hole. However, this should stop quickly. Continuous leakage is not normal. If the water pump is equipped with a weep chamber, the flow will be collected there. There's a small hole in the cap that allows the liquid to evaporate on contact with the air. Remember to apply these instructions to avoid unnecessary costs related to warranty issues and save time.